folks, my name is Rob Appell and I'm a quilt maker, and I am blessed to be part of the Stitchin Heaven family, and I want to welcome you to our Block of the Month headquarters. That's right, Stitchin Heaven is the premier quilt shop in Texas, but one of the greatest, largest providers of our Block of the Month kits and programs and patterns and yada 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 da 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 da, and I love it. And I am here to start getting you all excited and get ready for your big launch or sailing off on your Ladies of the Sea Block of the Month. Now this is a super special quilt program, so I should take a moment, slow down a little bit, and say a very special thank you to the family of the late Sue Garman. She is the pattern designer of this incredible hand applique quilt pattern, but the family was so kind to send us the original quilt so that we could take some in-depth photography, as hopefully you're seeing rolling behind me right now. And you can see these individual blocks that were hand appliqued, needle turned under, and embroidered, that are just incredible. So this is going to be one of these awesome Block of the Month setups for all of you out there that really like to go slow and do your handwork. In your kit that we're going to send you from Stitchin Heaven, let's just talk about block 1 for right now, but I want to let you know you will be receiving a little piece of paper from all of us, which will have a link to your kitting guide or your fabric color chart. So please make sure that you take a moment and check that out so that all of the fabrics we're sending you, you can match right up to the descriptions within the pattern that will be in the first month as well. We also have a Facebook group for each and every block of the month that we do. So this one is Ladies of the Sea Facebook group, and we strongly encourage you all to be signed up and participating there. It's a great spot for you to share photographs of your progress, what you're working on, you know, kind of show off and brag a little bit. That's okay, even for going slow and doing handwork. But we also are starting to build a bigger playlist over on our YouTube channel. So you may be watching us here, and we have a lot of incredible videos, some step-by-step stuff, some other fun tutorials, but myself as the lead educator here right now at Stitchin Heaven, I'm not much of a hand applique artist. I usually do it raw edge. So this is something that's incredibly intriguing to me, and when I was helping take pictures of the quilt, I was so impressed with the detailed work that you can really get with your hand applique. So within our kits, like I said, you're going to receive in your first month a giant chunk of your background fabric, and I want you to just slow down a little bit and follow the instructions here. So on one of the pages you're going to see, I want you to look for this diagram here. This is going to talk about how the pattern is laid out and your individual blocks and your border pieces and all of that, so that you can cut from your large chunk of your background fabric all of the pieces that you will need for your blocks, borders, sashings, those kinds of things. Then you're going to start to find the layout pages here for the first block. Okay, so you're going to have 2 ships in the first month, the Blue Nose, and what is the other one? It's called the Quebec pirate ship. And I want to point out that for each pattern, you're going to have 4 individual tiles that are going to need to be cut and taped together. I've already checked for you. You're going to cut right on the line of one page, and that way you can butt up the next page right next to it. And so you can see how this would overlap just like this. Those will go in here. So just cut off one side so that you have something to lay it on as you tape it together, get all 4 pages. And isn't this cool? Look how they've done this in the diagram up here. It's actually showing you wherever the little pepper is where that particular tile. So this is upper left, upper right, and so on and so forth. Okay. The other thing I want to point out for all of you is we've got the wonderful names of the ships laid out to be embroidered in with your DMC floss that is also included in your kit. But as you go through the instructions, oh, that was what I was looking for there earlier, you'll notice a couple pages in, we have a really nice text print. And what we're asking you to do is go ahead and illuminate those. So you may want to have a wonderful light table with a cutting and tracing mat on top of it. Of course, you're going to want to have a nice wool mat for keeping all of your fabrics pressed. Probably going to need to have something like the Creative Grid 6.5 by 24.5 inch ruler for all of those big cuts out of here. It recommends a Sharpie. I often work in a little bit of chalk instead, but these are the diagrams here that you'll go ahead with that light table and illuminate and trace onto your background square once your pieces are put in, so that you can do the hand embroidery for the wonderful names there of each and every ship, which just adds so much great detail to this incredible quilt. Now you can see I've unpacked the fabrics here for our first set, and these are all prints, but in our particular kit we've actually mixed both prints and batik so that we can give you the perfect color or texture of fabric for each of your ships as you go. If you've never actually sewn together with batik and print cottons, well, batiks are actually cotton as well, I just don't want you to be concerned. This may be new for you, especially the traditionalists that do a lot of handwork. Well, that batik is going to be wonderful. Notice how great it feels as you're needle turning underneath, often used that way, but the prints will work beautifully. So there's nothing as a disadvantage, nothing to be concerned about with sewing your batiks and your prints together. We did that to make you the most incredible quilt kit possible here at Stitchin Heaven. So like I said, you may have some batiks each month. This first month is just all print, but don't you be concerned if you see those batiks come through. However, batiks, like solids, often don't have a wrong side, but I will take a moment and look at them front and back, and see if I can see a side that's a little stronger in contrast, a little bit richer in color for the ways that they're layered and dyed there in Bali. So at any rate, that's one of my tricks on batiks. Like I said, can't offer a ton of tricks about needle turn applique, but the greatest thing about quilting, in my opinion, is there's so much to learn and there's so much time still. Maybe I will even learn to do hand applique, but I don't think it'll ever look like the amazing Sue Garman did. So anyways, Sue and family, thank you for letting us borrow this quilt so that we can share it with all of our family out at Stitchin Heaven. Family at Stitchin Heaven, you are in for a real treat. And just remember to go nice and slow, enjoy your process of your needle turn applique in your Ladies of the Sea block of the month. Make sure you sign up for our Facebook group so that we can stay in touch with all of you. And I'd love to see you also subscribed over on YouTube. And until we see you again, folks, thanks and really enjoy your block of the month.